Yo, what's going on, y'all?
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
We back at it.
1 second, let's get this mic readjusted. What's going on, YouTube, and what's going on, Meet Me Streets? This is episode, I believe, 11 of the Love Seat Sessions. I like that unison, baby.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, just for sake of transparency,
A
yeah,
little
we had to restart.
redo.
We had some bad Palo Santo sticks, and they didn't quite do what they needed to do. Can you slide the iPad over just a little bit though? It's in the corner right there of the camera.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah.
Right there, perfect.
Okay.
I think the camera crooked, but it's all right though. You know what I'm saying? At this point, y'all gonna get what we give y'all.
Yeah.
Cause we here to talk about it. Praise the Lord.
We made it. Wait, what?
I'm sorry, that I sounded like I was about to start a service.
Yeah, it
Y'all gonna
definitely
get
said like
what we give y'all.
Anywho.
But yeah, so
Welcome back to the Love Seat Session, y'all. It's your girl Pisces and my boo Clue. We are here talking today about age gaps in relationships.
Age gaps in relationships, just that simple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's tons of different examples that we're gonna get into and talk about. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we thank everybody who is following us, watching us right now on YouTube, and everybody, of course, over here on the Meet Me Streets.
Thank you.
If you are on the Meet Me Streets and you haven't had a chance already, make sure that you go subscribe to us over here on YouTube. And if you are watching us on YouTube and you haven't hit that like and subscribe button, do that. We also have a Patreon. Go ahead and tap into our Patreon where you can, get some exclusive content and support your favorite podcasting couple.
Yes, we are going all up in it in 2024. So definitely stay tuned. Keep liking and sharing and subscribing to our shit. We appreciate you.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So let's just go ahead and jump into it.
Yeah.
How old are you, Pisces?
I'm 39. I will be 40 in February.
40 in February.
Mm-hmm. And fine.
Don't look a day over 32.
Oh, wait, what?
I said it.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean.
Well, okay, so well, I'm 32, y'all. And the reason why I said that is for me personally, I personally don't want somebody that's too young. I'm not attracted to people that are young. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always been like interested in a grown woman, like somebody who had shit together, somebody who but still had a liveliness about her. You know what I'm saying? And I found that 100%. I mean, I think the way my mama said it was that she was my mom was waiting on me to find a grown woman, a real woman. I think she might have even said it.
Okay, shout out to my mother-in-law.
Yeah, shout out to you.
How old are you, Clue?
32.
32.
32 years, y'all. Oh shit.
So I'm gonna tell you, I didn't date younger men. Every man that I ever dated was older than me, with the exception of you and one other gentleman who I dated when I first got divorced, and he was the reason why I made the rule about not dating people younger than me.
What happened?
I mean, he was a nice guy, but he was 25 and he very much was 25, like I was 30, recently divorced, 2 kids, I had already had a picket fence and dogs and all that shit. And then I was like literally starting over again. So for me, I just wasn't interested in someone who was starting from the first time out, right? It's different than restarting, because then you at least know what it looks like. But when you're starting out for the first time, it's very much making this shit up.
I agree. And it's funny. What's going on? It's funny that we were talking earlier about, because what I think we started talking about differences in age and like where you're at in life, and I think we were specifically talking about like with me and why I chose to date older women, and like so when I think we were even talking about scenarios in which where the male doesn't have his shit together, and the woman does, and I was like, it doesn't work out.
Yeah,
I forgot that's actually how my first marriage was.
You didn't have your shit together?
So when I say I didn't have my shit together, I just got out of the Air Force. Literally just got out of the Air Force. Days prior to us, moving in. We were married already. We were married for about 8 months already, but she was in another country. So after I got out of the Air Force, of course, I transitioned over to be with her. I
Mhm.
didn't have a job because I was fresh out of the Air Force. I didn't have like a large amount of savings. My credit was okay, not really the best. I never owned property, shit like that. Versus my ex-wife, on the other hand, she was three car payments away from paying off her car. She owned a property in Florida. You know, and she was also 6 years older than me.
Mhm.
So, being, that age gap, 6 years can be so different depending on where you're at. Because like a 40-year-old man dating a 46-year-old woman is completely different
Right.
versus a 25-year-old man dating a 32-year-old woman.
Right.
Even though that's more than six
Definitely.
years, but yeah.
Yeah. So I was 30.
Or 30-year-old,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
30 and he was 25. And really, like, my experience with him was just that of, a 25-year-old single man who didn't have any responsibilities.
Mm.
And it's not to say like he wasn't a bad guy, he just like didn't have to worry about the shit that I had to worry about. And I think that that is the main reason why
He have kids.
most women, he didn't have kids. No. He just had him, his apartment, and his car.
That's a whole nother thing. Like that's a
And
whole
his
different type of
job. I mean, he
living.
had a job and everything. Like he was a paper, like he was like a supervisor at the prison.
Yeah.
He was the CEO. Does it make it funnier now?
It kind of it connects a lot of dots for me because you've always said that if you went to jail, you was for sure gonna have. Never mind, we ain't gonna
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk about that later. Uh, but nah, honestly, like for me, no, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. I mean, I feel like with that age gap, even talking about us, like when we met, I was what 29.
Yeah.
I was 29 and but I was what 2 months away from my birthday. And you were 36.
36.
So it's like that age gap, some people might have not done that for real. But I also came from I was in a different place at that time, what I'm saying? I quote unquote had my shit together, what I'm saying? I definitely didn't get in the box to find a job. I'll tell y'all that. The date box or the other box, you feel me? But
So in a very real ass way, like when I dated that first guy, it was like right after I got divorced and I really wasn't looking for longevity. Uh, and and I realized in that relationship, or I felt like I realized in that relationship that I wasn't going to find longevity in someone younger. I was just going to have fun with younger guys.
and that I mean, I can't hold you because I've used that to my advantage when it came to dealing with older women.
Yeah.
Because older women, they, like if you see an older woman with an older guy, that means that he's either a good guy or she's like very much so indebted. You know what I'm saying? Like, like it's a thing. But you see a older woman with a younger guy. It's not to say that she can't be very indebted to him, but there's also a chance that she's just having fun.
Also, she's like
I mean, vice versa too with men.
except for the grooming part. Do you think that there is as much
Mm.
as instance of older women grooming younger men as it
Oh
is
fuck
is
yeah!
oh fuck yeah, you didn't even let me finish the sentence.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
As much as an instance of older women grooming younger men as there are of older men grooming younger women.
Oh fuck yeah! That's what you call listening to respond. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's not. But no. But for real. In a serious note, yes, I do. I feel like as a man, it's looked at differently. It's more of like a badge of honor at times when it comes to that type of stuff. Um, versus
Yeah.
on the other end. But yeah, I definitely think that it happens. And I feel like, because we were, just for the sake of part of the conversation,
Staying
y'all
relevant.
see what's going on with the P. Diddy and Cassie situation. That's we'll just leave it there. We're not gonna get into the, y'all know what's up if y'all don't Google. Um, that, but then when we talked about Beyonce and Jay-Z, seeing that she was only 19 and he was what, 30,
He's 12 years older than her.
but I don't know how old she is now.
Well, when they met, she was
Oh
19.
shit.
Can we do math?
Barely.
So,
Barely. If I'm being 100%
so he was
honest,
31.
31. I was buying time while I was adding that in my head. I hope you know that. I was
Yeah.
like, barely. I can do math. I can definitely do math. He was
Okay,
31.
we can add.
But yeah, so he was 31,
and she attributes him for her like really learning how to be a woman, which makes sense. Like,
but is that grooming?
I don't know. Is that grooming?
I don't know. Is that grooming, y'all? Because me personally, I don't feel that it's grooming. I don't feel like that situation, like especially in the comparison type of sense, I don't feel like it's grooming because for one, you try to compare P. Diddy and Cassie versus Beyonce and Jay-Z. The dynamics is just so completely different. And I don't fully believe that if there was any type of grooming situation surrounded by Jay-Z and Beyonce, that nobody would have said anything. They have an enormous team around them.
Beyonce absolutely was groomed from like day one to be the mega superstar that she is by her parents. And
I mean,
so I think that,
or was it just like
16 in my stilettos is grouping.
I mean, okay. I see. I mean, I guess I can see where you're going with
like,
it.
I'm a diva
Because one of my homies said this shit. Shout out to Sibs. Shout out to my homie Sibley. He said it real. He said it, and I couldn't argue it. He was like, everybody want to talk about how bad Joe Jackson was, but without Joe Jackson, we wouldn't have had Michael. We wouldn't have had the Jackson 5. We wouldn't have had Janet Jackson. So it's like it's really it kind of it's one of those things that sucks. But what I will say also in comparison, what the fuck has Cassie done since she's been with P. Diddy?
Okay.
It seems like she gotten really quiet since she's been with P. Diddy.
So what you're saying
she was literally
is
at the top of her career.
It's more of a grooming situation there because she didn't explode like she could have.
I am not gonna say that she did because she didn't explode because she is not anywhere near the performer and actor caliber that Beyonce is. Not to compare them on that aspect, but just for the sake of this conversation. So I'm not gonna say that she just would have had like she would have been the Beyonce right now. What I'm saying is that with P. Diddy, at least, literally somebody who can attribute to having a third at one point in time, literally his hand was a third of the hand in the hip hop game. Like it was him, Dr. Dre, and Jay-Z. When you can literally look at that and nothing came of it, almost to the point where it was literally like she was muted. It just seems like something was off there.
That's very different than being in a relationship where you mutually bloom.
It's because it's like, all right, I put it like this because I was gonna ignore. I do want. I just want to address this.
So we are on the Love Seat sessions. We're having a conversation about age differences in relationships so that we don't get derailed. We are talking about age differences. The question that we're addressing is whether or not there is more of an instance of grooming when a man is older than a woman versus when a woman is older than a man. The reality of the situation is there is a almost confusion in society when young men end up with older women. And I don't know this couple's name, but I know y'all know who I'm talking about. That old lady who's with that young black guy.
Okay. See.
And things like that. So there's almost like a confusion when it gets topsy-turvy. And so the acceptance is almost that women get like it's just okay.
That old man is a grown man though.
Right.
Regardless if that woman is 98, if he's 25, then they're like, I mean, that's what they choose to do. Like that part, I like I'm talking more so about literally like your Marcus Houstons of the world. Like
Marcus, or 37 and 19.
And I don't know if the math right, because I'm pretty sure they had a child together. that was like at least 3 or 4 years. I don't know. I could be making that shit up.
You are
But
so
either way,
annoying.
but no, I'm pretty sure
They've
they
had both
met.
of their kids
They met,
in while they were married.
but
She's
they
pregnant
met
again right now.
before he was, you know what I'm saying? But it's like how I look out, it's, you know, again, we're not here to talk about like this is not a predator conversation, essentially. What
Yeah.
we're having a conversation about, because for one, my wife's not a predator.
No more than 8 years apart at most. So I am only 7 years older than you.
Yeah, she's just she's not really a cougar. She like she's a little puma. She a puma. It goes puma, cougar, mountain lion.
Now, the other day when I said we were having an intergenerational conversation, you scoffed at me.
I don't think that we're not in the same generation.
I know we're not in the same generation because I just properly used scoffed in a sentence.
What the fuck they got to do with anything?
It's a different generation.
All right, so if I'm born in 91, she's born in what was 7? I mean, born in
You really don't know how to do math.
84. How are we not in the same generation? It's the same generation.
Just because they said that you're a part, that I'm a millennial, doesn't mean that it's true. I think that like there's beginnings and endings to generations.
If they didn't say it, then who sets the rules? If not they, whoever they is.
But along those lines,
the way you segued around that.
But along those lines, are you comfortable dating someone or 8 years your junior then?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Hell no. Hell no. I'm 32 years old. She would just be graduating college damn near. Hell no, girl. I need you to go get your ears wet. I need you to go fuck something. I need you to go get some experience. I need you to go get your heart broke. Especially get your heart broke. That's the worst thing the worst thing I did is date somebody who ain't never been hurt before.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm just being honest. Like I'm just being 100% honest. There's not no shots. It's just being real. Like that's me though.
So this is why you preferred older women.
I prefer older women because I feel like older women, y'all know more of what you want. I used to think that older women knew what they wanted, but then I got older and realized just because you're older don't mean you know what you want or have your shit together.
And that goes the same for men. Just
100%.
because I know a lot of niggas that are like over 40 and they're out here in these streets like they're 21.
Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, let me tell y'all one thing about Clued 9. God forbid, whatever you want to call it. This thing don't work out. If I blessed to reach the age of 40, there's not a street that y'all will see me in. Not an internet street, not a proverbial street, not an actual street. Y'all ain't seeing me in those streets. I'm gonna be off somewhere, duck the hell out, because what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me personally. I'm not necessarily shitting on the men that do that.
I mean, do the streets have an age limit though?
The streets ain't got the streets don't have an age limit. The streets don't have an age limit. However, and also I remember being the 18-year-old at the club or even a 21-year-old at the club and seeing the 40-year-olds and being like, I will never be that guy. Why the fuck are you here? You could be all of our parents.
But you also saw the 40-year-old women and you were trying to holler at them.
Oh no, see me personally, when I went to go holler at 40-year-old women, I went to the jazz club. Shout out to Half Note out there in Maryland.
Okay.
Or Blue Note, one of the two. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I went to the jazz clubs. I went to where the older women were. They're not in the jazz clubs. These niggas is in the clubs where you shot. Like, no, if you don't stop because your knees are gonna be hurt when you get home, you know that.
But that's where the older women are now.
I don't care where the older women are right now.
Okay. I get that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care where the older women are right now. And I wouldn't know, even when I was single. Like, I mean, it was also during COVID, so you know what I'm saying? I wasn't checking out shit. I was chilling.
Except for Meet Me.
Yeah. POF, respectfully. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was chilling. Said like Problem said it. Call me Quarantine King. I'm chilling. Everybody going crazy. I'm chilling.
So anyway, what are the ways to be successful in a multi-generational relationship? And I'm not necessarily referring to
Oh
our
my god.
relationship, since you feel
Let's
like we're
just
in
say
the
age
same
gap. Let's
generation.
just say age gap.
Okay,
With a
sure.
respectable age gap. We're not talking about 2 years. We're not talking about y'all could have been in the same high
We're
school at the
saying you
same
couldn't have
time.
gone to high school
You
at the
couldn't have
same
gone to
time.
high school at the same
Yes.
time. One of the things I would definitely say is always being open and having a sense of humor. I was being serious when I
I know
said
you were
that.
being
But yeah, so
serious.
I feel like that's really one of the main things, because that's so important to me, because having a sense of humor doesn't mean that you think that you're just funny. Having a sense of humor means that you can understand other things are funny. It's like somebody being able to watch Kevin Hart but not being able to watch Richard Pryor. It's kind of like, just because it's old, it's not funny because it's old. Like,
Yeah.
no, you have to be able to understand different shit, different things. And it's like, if you can't, then you probably should date somebody your age, and that's
Yeah.
completely fine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you have to be willing to understand that shit. What about you?
I think that like being willing to
I'll just play. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
learn
sorry.
and try new things, um like an openness to just accepting new things is one of the things that's made our relationship the the most successful relationship that I've had. Is that we both are just like, I don't know how that's gonna turn out, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna follow you. I'm willing to learn something new with you and experience something new with you. And that's the thing that kind of um transcends ages, and it ties you together, like creating those new experiences.
Yeah. 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 It's it's also, I think one of the biggest things as well that's important is like, I feel like you can't talk about it too much.
Yeah.
You really can't talk about it too much. If everything that she does, you're just like, oh, you're so young, you're so cute, or girl, you old, like,
Yeah.
or some shit like that, like, or vice versa, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's always calling you a baby and all stuff like that. Eventually that stuff really starts to seep into y'all's relationship, and people actually start to kind of treat you like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of going back, you know what I'm saying, to my ex-wife, once we actually started living together. And don't get me wrong, I definitely had my demons. I had my things that I was going through, especially just getting out of the military. I was really floundering. And it became a dynamic in which I feel like she kind of started looking at me as if she was like, kind of almost like she was taking care of me. And when I say it didn't last long, I mean 6 months, and I was right back in the States.
Yeah.
It's not going to be long before I'm in a situation where it's like, the man that I am, I'm not going to be like, oh, like, I'm not going to be a burden. I'm not going to, because I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah,
So,
I think
you
that,
know,
like, regardless to who, which gender is, who's older, like, not being condescending towards your partner goes a very long way, regardless to your age gap. I
yeah,
will tell you, like, in our relationship, I very rarely remember that Clue is younger than me.
it has to be
Um,
something that like literally is presented for it to be like,
Like
have
every
you,
single time I tell you that I did not listen to Pretty Ricky and you want to argue with me, it's like, no, that's after my time. I wasn't in that period.
it just doesn't make sense to me. It just does not make sense to me. It does not compute. It doesn't, but it's like, fuck. But I mean, because it was just, that was a very important time in my life.
I know.
Like, yeah, shout out to y'all. Everybody that was around at that time. Like, Pretty Ricky was a very important time in our lives, yo.
It was a very important time
Uh,
in y'all's
I could not begin to explain the Pretty Ricky era. I cannot begin to explain that
I
era.
don't know what I was doing, but I'm glad that I was doing it instead.
Pretty Ricky era was like, so I'm trying to think of what else was popping. Like Bobby Valentino, that was the same era.
I like Bobby
You know what I'm
Valentino.
saying? Like that whole Millennium tour.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yo, you just are like shocked that people didn't listen to them.
But it just like the whole all that thing. Like when I was like, I was like, you didn't watch all that, and she was like, I didn't really know what that was, and I was like, well, excuse me. I thought she just cursed me out. I was like,
But
no,
then when you
no.
asked my sisters, what did they
They
say?
didn't know either, and it blew my mind. I was like, damn, did I like? Do y'all know y'all? So y'all talking about Alf? Y'all watched Alf? And then I say
Yo,
that, and I'm
you
disrespectful.
so disrespectful.
Now I'm disrespectful.
You see what it's like with
That's
this
crazy.
intergenerational shit.
I never know. I never know when to shoot, when not to shoot hard enough. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't be
Like he
knowing.
asked if they play New Jack City at my prom, y'all.
Baby, it's really not that far fetched when I remember in 8th grade. Now I wasn't even in 8th grade. I was in 5th grade. And we was at our little school dance, and when Eminem the when that came on, everybody in the school knew that I could freestyle that shit. So when I tell you the light was on me, I was like, palms are sweaty, these weak arms are heavy, vomit on the sweater already.
Oh my god, I'm
Yo,
sick
that was
of
my
you.
moment. I was in 5th grade
Yeah.
when 8 Mile came out.
Let's stop. What year
man.
was that?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't want
What
to.
year were
Since
you
I'm
in?
not doing good at doing math, I'm not gonna try that.
What
Oh,
what
no.
was that?
I graduated in 09.
2009.
I graduated 09.
What year did 8 Mile come out?
What year did 8 Mile come out, y'all?
Was it like 2000?
And if y'all haven't already, please make sure that y'all go into the link in on Meet Me. I'm talking to y'all. Make sure that y'all click the bio, and y'all will see YouTube. That is the channel that we are also
Oh shit, it
streaming
was
on
from
right
2002.
now. And
So you were in 5th grade and I was graduating high school?
oh no, that's not right then.
Yeah.
2000. Oh, hold on. Time out. Actually, I didn't go to high school until 2005.
Okay.
So I think that is correct.
Okay.
You were graduating high school, and I was, damn, baby. Damn,
That's
baby.
how come I'm telling you. Intergenerational shit.
Damn, baby. I was still in elementary school, and you was graduating.
Nigga, if you start that shit today, you won't get none tonight.
What the baby say? Trying to fuck the baby?
You're not trying to fuck the babysitter.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, like it's I feel like if y'all have to talk about it too much, or if it comes up too much,
then it's divisive.
It's starting to become divisive, or maybe the conversations aren't divisive, but maybe you just care about it way too much, and you really should not do it. Like, and it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
If it's gonna be something
Like,
that prevents you from, just living and loving every day together, then
yeah,
it's not worth it.
And man, I'm gonna be 100% honest though. You a lot more hard. You were 10 times more hard pressed to find a woman, an older woman that's gonna deal with your shit if you ain't got your shit together. I'm just being 100% honest with you. Like, like women don't already have time for our shit, and they already mature faster than us. So if you're younger than her and you still don't got your shit together, I probably wouldn't try. Maybe if you want to, if you just like getting hurt.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? If you like scars, go ahead and try that. But like, I just wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And this is literally from true experience, because it was not okay. It was emasculating. It was demoralizing, and it really made me feel 100% differently about ensuring that regardless of what union I make, I have to like, a union isn't two people coming together and building an island.
See,
a union is two islands coming together and making a country, making a continent. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's two things that are coming. You already have to have had something built before you can come. It's that is unfortunately it's that what are you bringing to the table question for yourself.
Yeah.
For yourself.
I think
If you don't agree, it's
yeah, I
completely
mean,
fine.
like
I would love
I
for you
was
not
I
to
was
agree.
literally thinking about my opposite experience. Like I've had experience dating younger men. Majority of my experience with dating in my prior marriage, the men were older than me. So I feel like they kind of created this bratty person that you have to deal with today.
I don't understand what you mean.
I mean, because uh opposite of like being emasculating, like I feel like I have always kind of had this like very well taken care of life.
Spoil.
No. No. People can't be spoiled.
Who who said no one ever?
People can't be spoiled.
People can definitely be spoiled.
Okay, well,
Rotten.
I'm not right.
But
But I was just like while I sit here and think about it, um, I never got like they weren't like daddying me, but they were like on their purpose and living it.
okay. I mean, okay.
So I that's what I mean. Like, not saying that younger men
I'm trying
can't
to
be,
understand what you're saying.
but I was just like really reflecting on that, and it wasn't bad at all for me.
That's what's up. No, I mean I'm not being facetious. Like I mean that's I don't know what to say. Like I mean that's good. I mean like for real.
I mean, I still feel like there's an exception to every rule.
I mean I've had mixed experiences. You know what I'm saying?
I
Not
know yours is great right now, right?
yeah, it definitely
Yeah,
is for real. It's
I'm
amazing.
just
You know, I've
saying.
had experiences where I've dealt with older women, and you know, I mean, honestly, mass majority of the women that I've dated have been older than me. So not every relationship I've been in has been bad. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's not like that. Not every relationship that I was with in older women ended because of age. Sometimes things are just different. But yeah, there were definitely times that it definitely was that for sure. And yeah, I just like I said, I just started separating age from any other qualifier because outside of the fact that I was usually interested in older women, usually the women that I was attracted to because of how they moved and how they did things usually were older already.
Mhm.
Once I started being like, oh, I would only date so and up. You start meeting them so and up women and be like, damn, why y'all some duds. Like I mean, like duds. I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm gonna just say that because I mean, women can say the same thing about some 40-year-old men, like you just said.
Yeah.
Duds. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing with your life?
Okay.
Dud.
So let me ask you, and this is my final question. What are the stressors that you find in multi-generational or in relationships where there's an age gap?
Stressors. Stressors. Honestly, I've one of the biggest things can be sorry, I forgot to take it.
Hello? Okay. Okay, we're recording, so I'll unlock the door.
You okay?
My hip. That's the
Was that
thing
your hip
about
hop?
being, yeah, that was my hip.
Oh
Hop.
God, baby. One of the stressors about being older is you have to be continuously worried about your partner. About being younger, you have to be continuously worried about your partner because god damn, that sounded terrible. Um, but nah, for real though. Stressors, yeah. Um, like I said, that whole condescending thing. A lot of times when people, when you're older, a lot of people like to be condescending and stuff like that. And like I said, as we said before, it might start off cute. It might start off like, oh, it's a joke, But honestly, like that's something you got to kind of nip in the butt because this is not going to make you feel good later. Men and women alike. Um, what's another stressor? I mean, sometimes depending on where you are in life, you want to close the door just in case because the dogs are gonna
Oh,
bark.
yeah.
Thank you, baby. Um, another stressor is sometimes you just might be into different shit.
Oh.
When you're into different stuff and like when you're like really into different stuff, and sometimes it could be because of that age gap, like you still want to go to the clubs and she's not, or vice versa. Amen. Y'all want these younger women, y'all 40-year-old men want to date these 25-year-olds. Are y'all gonna be okay with her still going out to the club every weekend?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what 25-year-olds do.
And don't believe her just because you met her and she wasn't in that phase.
Mhm.
Because all she, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't
I
believe
didn't
her,
even
but
have my club phase until I was like 28.
that's still, that's still. But even with that same respect, it's like you at a 28-year-old being in the clubs, what I'm saying, you would probably have been a lot more ready to either venture out of it if something popped off serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But so it's like, yeah, I that's a stressor. Is what I'm saying, like just not being into the same stuff, being on a different vibe.
Yeah, and then also just like family in general. Like most women over 30 probably have kids right now. Uh and there's a lot
Yeah.
of younger men and vice versa. Like Clue being 30 years old without kids was like, what? But usually that's not the case. So it's like um that the family and the expectations and ties to family, they get different with age.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's I'm glad you said that, baby. That's something else that you gotta kind of think about, older men, older women, younger men, younger women, what comes with that. Yeah, when you're looking into older people, usually they're in a certain place. You're not gonna find a lot of older women that haven't had kids or that haven't been married, or what I'm saying,
That are
stuff like
just
that.
up for,
Like
going to the Congo in the middle of fucking May. I mean, there's like there'd be people that are like, "What? This is the middle of the school year. No, we can't travel."
Oh, I mean, yeah, you got it. Yeah, what I'm saying? Like, I mean, but don't get me wrong. There are women out there like that. There are women out there that are literally in that age bracket, what I'm saying? Like, who are single, who haven't been married. But like,
There's an exception to every rule.
and goes full circle back to what I was saying. If you want that woman, have your shit together first.
Mm-hmm.
Because that same older woman, what I'm saying, she don't even gotta be super older, but what I'm saying, 40, she got her shit together, she's still bad. She look like she 20, it's actually 32, what I'm saying, doing her thing, just her kid, what I'm saying, out here living it. You too can get you a grown woman if you just have your shit together. But yeah, but not for real. That's just my pure advice on it. And what's understood doesn't have to be explained. Do it correctly. Don't be weird.
Yeah.
Um,
And sometimes says, he may be a few years younger than you expected, but some of the times there is more experience and less years
be
and
open.
more seriousness. The best advice that I could give you is to judge a man's purpose instead of his age. Like if they're about it, then it doesn't matter if they're 29.
Mhm.
All right, y'all.
As y'all hear, sorry, I'll keep it going. Sorry, you're good. You're good. You're good. Um, yeah. So I got a guard dog. Kind of like a guard dog, kind of not really a guard dog because he'll bark. Like he will bark his head off. But I'm not 100% sure he would be about anything if he wasn't actually inside the kennel. Like if you know what I'm saying, it's like them dogs that bark at each other from the other side of the fence, but as soon as the fence is moved, they ain't got nothing to say. Kind of one of those situations. Um, but everybody that's in the comments right now, shout out to the Meet Me Streets, everybody over there. Thank y'all so much. Please put in the comments what's the biggest age gap that you've ever had in a relationship. Like how older were you than somebody, or how older was somebody than you? And this can be any relationship. This doesn't just have to be somebody you were dating. This could be somebody that you just had a one night stand with, somebody that you were just seeing for the money. This could be somebody that you were just interested in for a short amount of time. No judgment here, but some sort of romance, right? 13 years. How so? Were you 13 years older, or were they 13 years older? Okay, never mind. I looked at your age. They were 13 years older. All right, cool. I had to look at your age for a second. All right, that makes sense. Let me see. Lance, 20 years. Were you 20 years older, or were you 20 years younger? Lance. And appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for tapping in. Thank y'all so much for every single gift that's being sent. Appreciate y'all. Make sure that y'all go ahead and go to the link in the bio, in Pisces bio, and please subscribe to our YouTube, which we are live on right now as well. So far, baby, I asked what was the biggest age gap that people have had.
Sorry.
So Miss Nessa, she said that the biggest one was she was 13 years younger. And Lance,
13 years younger?
And Lance was 20 years younger.
I was 12 years younger than the oldest guy I dated.
I was about to say, goddamn.
No,
I was like,
no, my ex-husband is only
like 3 years, right?
3 years older than me. Yeah.
She was 5 years older, so she's 34. Okay, 5 years. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I feel like the oldest woman that I've ever dealt with, I was 20. I was 24, and she was 45. Baby, that woman, she wanted me. Like, I didn't even have an option. I did, but I chose to go with
That's so crazy.
It was just a one-time thing. It was just a one-time thing. It was literally just a one-time thing. It was 20 years. And hey, my homie,
I be learning new shit about
Lance,
him all the time, y'all.
My homie Lance can contribute them 20 20 years, bro. Them motherfuckers, man. They different. When they want you, you don't know what to do, especially when you're younger. And she looked good for older women.
Yeah.
And she was honest. She was just like, I just want to lay with you one night. And I was like,
lay with you one night is such a like auntie thing to say.
She cut on them Isleys and we got wait.
Ew.
But no, it was literally just like it was a novelty thing. It was a novelty thing.
20 years is a big thing.
I was in my 20s. See, exactly. She was in her 40s and I was in my 20s. Like, that's a prime time.
For me, I'm just like, can he even? I get 20 years older than me. Like, my dad's only 20 years older than me.
See, it's different for men.
Is that not?
It's different for men. Unless you get with like David Goggins or some shit, he's probably not like at the same stamina.
That's why I got me a younger one.
Yeah, she gonna trade me in eventually, I'm sure.
Facts. We can still put work in. But see, older men love me, specifically Black men. They love how soulful I am.
Oh, see,
yes, Nessa.
I'm trying to tell you, like, that's why I'm trying to behoove my men out here that if you are not out the streets by the age of 40, you gonna be that guy, and nobody wants to be with that guy. Nobody wants to be with that guy. It's different for men than it is for women. I don't like that, but it is different for men than it is for women. It's a double. It's a what's the word? Double standard.
But is it really?
I personally think
when
so.
you have what I mean, like all of these old ass celebrities. What's the white guy that he's like 87 years old, just had a baby with a 30-year-old? Like, is it really? It's always been more acceptable for old ass men to be with young ass women. Yes, Pacino.
So okay, no. Oh well, okay, that's your question. Yes, I feel like it is still a double standard because we're talking about it. People say that that's weird. People think that that's weird. It happens, but we're not sitting up here being like that's okay. We're like, nigga, what are you doing? But also, there's a difference because men can have babies until the day that we die if you can continue to produce sperm.
But even like, what's that one guy, the Playboy bunny guy,
Oh,
Hugh
Hugh
Hefner?
Hefner.
Like when he died and all those bunnies started coming out talking about how gross
She
it
was 20.
was, how they were having to have abortions with the babies, and like it's like
Okay,
a lot.
there's levels. I don't know a lot of the Playboy story.
Those girls
So what I mean, I know like the meaty facts
off of
about it,
Quaaludes, exactly. They will be all drugged and shit.
but it's and my biggest like I said, I don't know enough, so it's like that's a whole nother thing. I'm talking about regular ass shit. I'm not talking about we're not talking about predators. We're not talking about these. We're not talking about Bill. We're not talking about them.
We're not talking about Bill. No, yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
No, just regular shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like usually, like when we were at the bar the other day, when we seen that young woman with that older guy.
Right. So we're
what
at
if
the
that
bar.
was his girlfriend.
We see a girl, maybe
She maybe
we'll go
maybe
with
mid-20s.
2021,
Yeah.
and the guy who looked like
He had to be
he
in
was
his
her
50s,
grandfather.
50s or 60s. And it's like we automatically said that, but that whole time could have been his girlfriend. Now, granted, even if it was his girlfriend, like say if we seen her get up and like kiss him, from across the table, we would have been like, okay. We would have still thought that that was weird. Switch it. If we seen a man, as long as you can confirm that that man is like he's a grown man, he might be a young grown man, but he's up there with an older woman, and she kisses.
Totally.
It's like I'm gonna look over and be like, nigga, keep it up, my guy. Like you at Cheesecake Factory, nigga, you keep it up.
Shut up.
But it's like I just feel like we wouldn't care as much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we wouldn't care as much. So I that's why I do feel like it's a double standard.
What's up, Kraft? I said this while we were recording, and I say this all the time. Until Clue says something, I forget that he's 7 years younger
until
than
I
me.
open my mouth.
Not until you open your mouth, nigga. Like until like you say some like the Pretty Ricky thing is a prime example, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know when Pretty Ricky was popular, but I never listened to Pretty Ricky, and he cannot get past that because it was such a like coming of age time period for him.
It really was. It really was. Like I just can't even explain.
Like he played some song the other day, and I'm like, I've never heard this song.
Yeah. And I think because I think also it kind of messed me up too because I have sisters your age, so
but we're also from two different coasts.
I mean that too, but it's like we listen to a little bit of like I've always listened to a little bit of everything. So it's like, but I listen to like most kids my age wouldn't have been listening to 1 in a Million on repeat, but because my sisters did, I knew everything. I knew all the lyrics and everything. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like Usher wasn't my king of R&B for my specific time era.
Really?
However, and also Usher is on my R&B round much.
Usher is the king of R&B for my son's time era.
Because he was listening to that because of your mama, not for his time era. His time era is Chris Brown. I'm sorry. And his time, I mean, yeah, his time era is Chris Brown.
Whatever.
Like Chris Brown. Chris
we
Brown
are not going to have to argue about that. Chris Brown's nobody's king in this household.
He don't live here.
Nobody that came out of this house.
But nah, I mean, but you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I got you.
It's a little different. Like, so yeah, I think little things do blow my mind sometimes, but I think they do for you too. You know, like you be surprised. You be like, dang, round 4, and I'd be like, yeah.
Nah, nigga, I don't ever be surprised about going round 4.
I was just joking. Like, actually, what are some things that I do that surprise you and be like, damn, he is young?
Well, like every single time I watch you doing those pull-ups and shit, or like when you bust out, like whenever we go to the like we went to the fair and you got on the bar and started doing the pull-ups. I'm like, well, he's clearly not 40.
I hope that I can still do. I mean, honestly, my plan in life, if I can have it my way, I will still be busting out pull-ups at 40
Okay, I hope
and
so too,
50
because
and 60.
it's really hot.
I mean,
Even if you just do one.
hey, and maybe this is a good opportunity to plug in our sponsor, not using Gold Pack and not using the Blue Chew. This is a company that we are starting. We don't have an official website yet, but we're going to plug that in. Stop
Subjective
using
as
the
hell.
Gold.
You hear me?
Yes, stop doing that. You're too young.
Take
If
some
you're
maca.
having issues with your erectile dysfunction, if you're having any type of issue with ED, let's just talk about it. Let's be honest about it. Go get you some maca pills. That is MACA. It comes from maca root. It is literally organic. It comes from the earth, and it will get you fixed. And I'm trying to tell you, and I'm not talking about
Strong.
like 30 days. You ain't got to take a pill for 30 days before you start seeing results. I'm talking about the next day you should start seeing results. And if you don't, it's not the pill that's the problem. It's probably who you're with. But that's a whole nother topic. So once again, make sure that y'all look for our website. Stop using Blue Chew and Gold Pack today.com.
I always like it when you do the commercials. We did not rehearse that. This is the first time I heard it. 40-year-old can do pull-ups and push-ups and more. I know some can, but not a lot of them.
Got to. Y'all, and I'm trying to say, and that's my point of saying all that shit. If y'all have other things going on, go to the gym. Actually, that's what I forgot to add in on the commercial. Go to the gym. Be active. Stop just drinking fucking Hennessy and eating wings every day. Like, you're wondering why your girl keeps spitting. She's spitting because it tastes bad. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna get too explicit.
Right.
But
Or
take care
at
of yourself.
home.
Drink more water. Drink more water.
Yeah.
Alkaline water. Don't drink Deer Park. Don't drink none of that. But drink some alkaline water with a pH, with a high pH.
What you got against Deer Park?
Deer Park is not good water. Deer Park is not good water.
I mean, like baby steps. More water, and then transition into alkaline water.
I'm trying to set people off on the right step, not a step period.
Okay.
That's just me personally. If you go to Costco, if you have any type of thing, it costs the same amount of money, maybe a little bit more actually, but
yeah, but alkaline water also tastes better. Also eat foods for nutrients, not taste. Come on, Xavier.
Man, that's a whole nother thing. Like, that's a whole nother, that might be actually what we talk about in our next Love Seat
Seriously,
sessions,
we
is
were
nutrition
having
as a couple.
I think that's a big deal, especially since we're going into Thanksgiving, because I just know somebody's gonna have some fuck shit to say about my Brussels sprouts. But baby, I'm still making them.
You know what? It's good because it's gonna be after Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So next episode we're gonna talk about. So if y'all over here, make sure again go to the link in Pisces bio, subscribe to our YouTube, and hit Pisces with the favorite if you have not already. And also make sure that y'all are tapped in and remember your plates. Remember your plates. Remember what you had on your plate at Thanksgiving, or if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, remember what you had on your plates throughout the week. Just kind of take a minute. We want to talk about it next week. We want to talk about eating different foods and you know what I'm saying, how you can
Also,
stay nutritional in a
right.
relationship.
And
Is
eating for
nutritional a
your
word?
mental. Well, just for the wholesomeness of a relationship. Because in a wholesome relationship, your partner cares about what you eat as well.
Yeah. If you're not concerned with what's going on with your partner, or they're not concerned with you, then there's a problem.
Yeah, regardless
You know
of
what I'm saying?
age.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying, just be concerned and listen to people, because people see you more than you think they do. If they're like, you've done a lot of this recently, or you're turning, like, for instance, Pisces tells me I struggle with tobacco. With tobacco, I really am trying to quit, but I struggle with it. Sometimes I don't smoke as much. Sometimes I smoke more. She can tell when I'm ramping up. So usually, sometimes she's like, "Baby, you smoked a lot today. Like, let's not smoke so much tomorrow." Like,
that's like literally what I say.
Like, you're wrapping up. You know what I'm saying? And I have to be able to listen to her. You know what I'm saying? Because you know yeah, she's just trying to look out for me.
That transfers to the area of caring.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I
For sure.
agree. I think that, like, when people say things like, "Did you eat today?" It really is.
Did you eat today?
Shut up.
Can I put something on your stomach?
It really is underrated, like in a real way, because you would not believe how many times I done forgot to eat. Just waking up, going directly to the stream. I had coffee, so there's something in my stomach. Then I'm working. And if I get into the working mode and I'm like really like working, I forget all sense of time.
Yeah.
Yes. Or how are you feeling? Right.
Literally, like something like that would be like, oh man, I'm actually feeling hungry. Shit, I actually haven't ate today. You know what I'm saying? It just goes on and on and on and on. And and that's also what we're gonna talk about next week. Health and nutrition is not just what you eat, and it's literally mental nutrition. You have to be healthy in the
Absolutely.
mind, healthy on your partner, and stuff like that. So, with that being said, baby,
I like it.
you want to stream a little bit, or you gonna?
No,
You got shit to do.
yeah, I need to
I got shit
like
to do
we're
too.
getting ready, the house ready for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But I did want to let you guys know that I am going to do a Thanksgiving stream, which is vastly pretty much the same thing that I usually do. Usually we have like a Friendsgiving. I'm going to host a happy hour before Thanksgiving here, so we'll do a Friendsgiving stream on Thursday.
And thank y'all everybody for chatting, everybody for the participation. Honestly, I think with the amount of comments and stuff that was rolling through, this is probably one of the most interactive as far as the love seat sessions that we've had. We want them to continue to be like this and to get even more. So thank y'all so much for doing that. Again, if y'all haven't already hit Pisces with that favorite, please make sure that y'all do that. Click the link in the bio while we're going ahead and saying this thing, and y'all make sure that y'all subscribe to our YouTube. And please follow me on Instagram. That is KLUEDADON _.
Yep. And all of my info is actually in my bio, my Instagram. Apparently, I think Snapchat's still in there. I be snapping.
Yeah.
I be snapping.
So make sure that y'all check out for that. Coming up next week, we have a lot of stuff coming up next week. New interview, new episodes of podcasts. A lot of stuff happening. So thank y'all so much. It's been amazing. Yeah, what's going on, man? You miss us. We're literally tapping off of this right now.
See you tomorrow morning for coffee. Y'all have a great night. Bye. I know.